What's going on, everyone? It's Super here, and welcome to another Injustice 2 video, and welcome to another hands-on video where I talk about a specific character or multiple characters and what my experience was playing with these characters in the pre-release Injustice 2 event that I attended not too long ago. So as always, keep in mind this is a pre-released version of Injustice 2, where not even like Darkseid and the Joker were playable. So these were like specific builds for this event. And Firestorm was my most anticipated character to try out going into the event, and he did not disappoint. And I know what you guys are thinking. I can't get behind Firestorm because he looks like this fucking version of Squidward. Yes, I know Firestorm looks like the volcano version, volcano superhero persona of Squidward. We all see it. But you can't deny that his gameplay looks absolutely amazing. And like I mentioned, he did not disappoint. I left the Injustice 2 event, keep in mind, pre-release Injustice 2 event. I haven't touched the actual game yet. But Firestorm was definitely my favorite character that I played pre-release Injustice 2. So let's go over some of his moves. Before I do that, as always, if you guys do enjoy the Injustice 2 content, make sure you guys leave a like rating on the video. It's always appreciated. So here we go. The best string that I found for punishes for Firestorm was his 1-1. 1-1 is really fast. It's a 7-frame startup. The standing one is a 7-frame startup move. You could special cancel anything after 1-1, but you have to be very careful because 1-1-2 is not special cancelable. It's actually a hard knockdown, but it is +3 on block. Keep in mind, it's +3 on block, and Firestorm has some really nice mids. So you could either 1-1 would be pretty hard to hit confirm because both attacks come out really fast. But if you know your opponent's blocking or will block, definitely go with 1-1-2. You're going to be +3, and you're going to be able to, you know, get some other juicy stuff that I'll talk about. But 1-1 was definitely his best, one of his best strings that, you know, he has, just because it's so fast, and you could connect 1-1 after, you know, a huge juggle, which you guys will see mid-screen a little bit later on. This is literally the first time that that I actually picked up Firestorm. I did my research on him just a little bit. That's why I sort of knows that I know how to play with him just a little bit. But it's like the first combos that I learned. So 1-1-3 is another one of Firestorm's good strings because it's only -3. Keep that in mind. In the base form, it's only -3. And the final hit ends in a low. And the reason this is so significant is because when you're level 3 traded up, where his flames turn blue, and you get different properties for strings and attacks, 1-1-3 is actually a meterless launcher for Firestorm that is only -3. So you have no risk going for a 1-1-3 low launcher with Firestorm, which is really, really good. 1-1-3 launches in level 3 trait. So, you know, that's definitely it. 1-1-3 turns from like a low ending knockdown string into a meterless launcher that you could get, you know, a ton of damage on. So another one of his good strings actually starts off with a really good mid. Forward one is definitely one of his best mids. You could end combos that way if you guys want. He has a lot of strings that sort of knock your opponent down with lows or an overhead, and I didn't really get into those too much. I like more of the combo extender ones because I was looking to get, like, you know, the nicest looking combos that I could get with him. So back 2 is actually his overhead. And back to, just like 1-1-3, when you're in level 3 blue flame trait, back 2 is a meterless overhead launcher. And the overhead, I think it's safe as well. I don't quite remember the frame data on the overhead, but I don't think it was something worse than -7. And you got to keep in mind, when you're level 3 traded up, you get more power, so you get more block stun. on your move. So your overhead is going to be safe. So a safe meterless launcher, 113, safe meterless launcher, back to overhead. Really good. And moving on to the final normal that he has that leads into a combo string. Forward 2 is his best mid. It's like really forward advancing, and it leads into forward 213, which is your best and most damaging combo string, which you guys will see me use to extend my combo in the corner and end my combo as well, because it's the most damaging, you know, string that Firestorm has. So those are like the main strings that I found useful. He does have a good amount. I just there's a lot that end in knockdowns, and I didn't really like it too much. But these are like the core ones that I know are gonna be really good. So moving on here to his special moves. He has this flame aura in which he takes less damage, which of course it's very useful, especially versus really hard hitting characters like Superman. If you do this aura and you know you have it for a lot of the game, you're going to be taking significantly less damage, and you know it's even better versus characters that don't do a lot of damage. You're going to be taking even less damage, so that's definitely a really good move. He also has an air dash, which I forgot to talk about, but his mobility is off the charts, man. Like Firestorm is, in my opinion, one of the most complete characters in the game, because like I mentioned, he has a lot of combo strings that lead into lows and overheads. He has safe moves, he has really good mids, he has fast buttons, he has an air dash which helps with mobility. He has one of the best zoning tools in the game, which is a straight fireball, and if you meter burn it, it turns into like a fire beam that comes out in like 5 frames, and it knocks your opponent down for like 12%. So he is an incredibly complete character. That's why I knew he was going to be one of my favorites, and I'm going to get into how crazy he gets in level 3 in a bit. Level 3 trait, of course. So another one of his moves that is very good is his Cinder Charge. Now this Cinder Charge moves where he turns himself into, you know, a flame beam, he turns himself into flame, and he like charges at you. Flame charge, flame train, I don't know. But I'm just gonna call it Cinder Charge. I'm always gonna call it Cinder Charge because Cinder is actually my favorite Killer Instinct character. So Cinder Charge, it comes out in 7 frames, which is really good, not only for a wake up, because wake ups are invincible in this game. Keep in mind, it is punishable, so if someone knows you're gonna do it, they block it, you're dead. But it's also, you know, really important in combos, because the Cinder Charge is actually, you know, so fast that it connects pretty much off any combos, no matter how much gravity you've used. 7 frames, really fast. And the Cinder Charge also makes your opponent burst into flames. Like Firestorm has specific moves, like his Fireball, like his Cinder Charge, like his Molten Trap, where your opponent is actually, you know, burning a little bit. Normally it doesn't do damage over time, but then again, when we get into level trait, it's really important. And the last couple of moves here that I want to talk about is Molten Trap, which is a really good combo extender and zoning tool as well, because you have a lot of time to hit confirm the Molten Trap into your meter burn Molten Trap. So your Molten Trap, you shoot out, your opponent gets stuck in it for just a little bit, but it's enough time for you to hit confirm it on hit. And on block, you know, you just don't do anything if you're zoning, of course. But if you try to do it in the combo and your opponent blocks it, it's really unsafe. It's like -19, something like that. So, you know, there's a give and take there. You know, you're plus, I think it's you're plus 150 if you actually catch someone with a molten trap and you meter burn it, so they're stuck there. You're like plus 150. You can do anything, but if your opponent blocks it, it's unsafe. No matter, even if you meter burn it afterwards, it's still unsafe. So that's definitely your best combo extender right there. And the last move that I want to talk about is a move that is unbelievably good, and I didn't know it was going to be this good, but it's good. His Atomic Burst move. Now, the Atomic Burst move is the one where he shoots flames in all direction in like a circular you know, pretty much all directions. It's like a ring of flames that he summons all around his body. And the reason this move is so good is because it does a lot of damage and it's only -6 on block. That's right. It is completely safe on block. You could end every single one of your combo strings and make them safe by doing the atomic burst move after every single combo. And not only that, not only is it -6, but it has pushback. So this is not only a good combo ender as far as if your opponent blocks it, but guess what? It's an invincible wake up, baby. You could wake up no matter what. You have no risk in waking up with this move as far as being punished. Now, if your opponent reads you're gonna wake up, of course he could meter burn forward 3, meter burn back 3, because the armor from those meter burn moves will absorb your one hit of atomic burst and you will get punished. But if you think that they're gonna do that, you could actually meter burn your own atomic burst and it hits twice. So it hits once, and then if you meter burn, it hits twice. So your opponent won't actually get you with a meter burn back 3 if you think that's what he's gonna do. And it also launches your opponent. So atomic burst is another way to launch your opponent, but they actually nerfed it compared to when they showed it off in the watchtower, because it actually launches your opponent, but it pushes them away too far for you to get an actual combo. Now you could connect Molten Trap and meter burn it, and then, you know, use 2 bars of meter to extend your combo that way. But then to that point, it's not really worth 2 bars, because you're only gonna get maybe 25 to 30% for 2 bars. Yeah, it's definitely not worth it, but it's an option if you know, you're gonna close the game out. So Atomic Burst is one of the best moves that I found in Injustice 2. So now let's talk about his trait, which is, it's pretty much the reason why I was so excited, because I saw his trait and the way it worked. Level 3 trait, of course. I'm only going to talk about level 3. Level 2 and 1, just normal traits, really. They don't change properties or anything. You heal a little bit, do a little bit more damage, but that's it. But level 3 is where he really shines, man, because so many of his moves change in properties, and he gains, is it, I think 3% health every half second or every second. So when you activate his trait, he's actually healing. And level 1 trait, you heal 1%. Level 2 trait, you heal 2%. Level 3 trait, you heal 3% every second. So every time that you activate level 3, you're going to be healing, no matter if you're zoning, if you're damaging your opponent, doesn't matter. You're going to be healing no matter what. If your opponent gets you in a combo, you're going to be healing. So that's one of the huge positives about his trait. Not only that, but every time that you use one of these specific moves, which I mentioned earlier, that sets your opponent on fire, it does damage over time. And the beautiful thing about this is that it stacks. So your best combo extender, which is meter burn Molten Trap, you get your opponent into that, it does damage over time. And then you end your combo in the Cinder Charge, and that does damage over time. And while the Molten Trap damage over time is ending, and it carries a little bit over into the Cinder Charge, so that stacks for a little bit, and then the Cinder Charge does a little bit more damage over time as well. And it works with, I think his normal projectile also does the damage over time from the Flame Aura, if I'm not mistaken. But level 3 is just absolute monster Firestorm. Overhead, safe. Low launcher, safe. Huge combo potential with the Molten Trap. In the corner, it's even more with the Atomic Burst, because in the corner you can't push your opponent far away. So really huge combo potential there. And the damage over time actually even stacks your damage even more, and you're healing throughout all this time that you're doing damage. You're healing 3% every second. So like I mentioned, Firestorm did not disappoint as my most anticipated character. at the moment, pre-release Injustice 2, Firestorm is my favorite character to play in Injustice 2. So that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys look past the Volcano Squidward. It was a little hard for me at the start. Not going to lie, it's still funny to think about because he fucking does look like Volcano Squidward. But give Firestorm a chance. He's amazing. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on, guys? It's Super here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys subscribe or check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.